Hey YouTube, how's it going? Venomman20 here tonight. And tonight we're going to be looking at a very interesting tiny little snake. I don't actually have it inside this building because the animal's still in quarantine. But I have some good B-roll that I want to show you here in a couple minutes of a very fascinating creature. In my title, I called this a Gaboon viper. That's slightly misleading. I am sorry about that, but I honestly didn't know what to call this snake if I didn't. This is a tiny little bitis, one of the smallest, if not the smallest, of all the bitis, which is in the family of the Gaboon vipers, puff adders, and rhino vipers. And this guy, I think, doesn't get enough credit for how amazing he is. So anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at Bitis cornuta, or the mini horned adder. So I think I need to start off by saying I screwed up that intro pretty good. These snakes are in the quarantine building because they are pretty new, but they are not my snakes. These are not mine whatsoever. These are actually being shipped to a good friend who is a veteran venomous keeper. I just figured that I would try to show you guys these amazing snakes before they were shipped out because they are very interesting. But since these are tiny little babies, as you can kind of see in this first clip, this little guy isn't real great at moving yet. He's kind of aggravated that he's on this slick surface. He doesn't really know what to make of it. He's still kind of new at life, so he isn't real great at moving around. But bitis are very interesting. This is actually what they call a dwarf bitis. But bitis are, like I said, the puff adders, the rhino vipers, Gaboon vipers. All these guys are bitis. Also, like your Ethiopian horned adder, which is your Bitis parviocula, is also in that family. But these guys are very cool because they stay very small. Max size is about anywhere from 12 to 24 inches. 24 inches being the biggest that they get from my understanding. I've never actually seen an adult, so I can't honestly say. This is the first individual I've actually ever messed with. And these guys are adorable. Very, very small little creatures. The mini horned adder's range is along the Atlantic coast in South Africa, and these guys are typically found amongst the rocks in dry, deserty areas. But of course, Bitis, the genus, has been notorious for having one of the fastest strikes in the world as far as venomous snakes. I'm not sure if that's true. They are very quick though, and they will catch you off guard. But as you can see in this clip, there's a little snake hook there to give you a perspective of his size. But they have such a fast strike because they will actually hold fecal matter up to, I forget the exact percentage of their body weight, but quite a bit of their body weight just in order to strike. Just a little bit faster, a little bit harder, because they are ambush predators. They really blend in with the ground. And this, like I said, is called the mini horned adder. If you can see his little horns above his eyes, is pretty interesting. I would say it's probably to break up the distinguishing factors of his face, so therefore he blends in a little bit better. But I'm not 100% sure that that is the reason that they have these horns. But also Gaboon vipers and of course rhino vipers. That's actually how rhino vipers got their name. They have a horn on the tip of their nose, but the Gaboon vipers have a little horn on the end of their nose as well. So these guys are kind of notorious for having little horns on their faces. But I'm going to actually go ahead and package these up so they can be shipped out to their new owner in their new home. I'm sure he will be excited to get these because they are pretty cool. So these are quite a bit rare as far as being kept in captivity than the rhinos and the Gaboons. These are a pretty rare little snake, but very interesting. Of course, Bitis, the family that these guys come from, are notorious also for having the longest fangs in the world, supposedly, up to 2 inches long. Of course, this being a smaller species, they would not have that big of a fang. But this is a different little individual here. This guy's pretty cute. This one's actually a little bit smaller than the last one. But the Gaboon viper is said to have fangs up to 2 inches long. Now, I used to work with a Gaboon viper that was 5 foot and 11 inches long. So that's a huge Gaboon viper, the biggest I've ever seen. And its fangs were only about 1.25 inches, maybe 1.5 inches. It just depends how you measure it. But that's not 2 inches. So I don't know, maybe it's a locality thing. I'm not exactly sure where they got 2 inches from. You know, maybe the Gaboon that I had is not the biggest, but I've never seen a 6-foot Gaboon, so I would say it's one of the biggest. But these guys are just really cute. Now, Gaboon vipers and rhino vipers and puff adders and all them, puff adders are actually considered to be the deadliest snake in Africa because they are ambush predators. They blend in. People typically step on them. But I was just super excited to get to work with these little guys because they are cute. I love that little ridge right above the eye. It gives them so much character. But they're tiny little guys. It makes me nervous working with a snake this small because I'm always afraid I want to drop it, or I'm always afraid that I just accidentally flinch and kill it. You know, I mean, that'd be horrible. But I mean, they're just so fragile, you know, just the smallest little mess up could really be detrimental to the health of the animal. But anyway, I appreciate you guys checking out this video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Make sure you subscribe, show your friends. Have a wonderful night.